Thank you very much, Ms. Seri. And now that we have a proper welcome, I will now call on our first speaker, the President of the United Workers' Party Youth Arm, Mr. Sheshran Andrew, who will be addressing you.
Amai Flabo. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And we are definitely moving forward with our people. We are definitely taking them with us.
That's correct.
As we prosper and as we move forward, we are going with our people.
Right.
We have a slate of candidates who demonstrate this very, very well. And recently, we saw this with young Tommy Descatz, the next parliamentary rep for Castries South. Tommy went down into one of the communities in his constituency, and he decided to help some young men, some persons from the constituency who was doing some cleaning. And we saw a response for the parliamentary rep from that area on social media. We saw him bleating about the situation. And so I asked him today, what exactly is the message? Was Tommy supposed to stand by and just look at those young men and not go down and assist? He was not supposed to be there with those young men and step into the trenches with them and show them that he is for the community? I don't understand what the message was. And it is clear that if this is our message to the young people, then we shall fail as a society. And talking about failures, tonight we will be doing an analysis. We will grade the St. Lucia Labour Party's performance over the last few years. Now, recently, we have noticed that the St. Lucia Labour Party has changed 4 of their team members. Now, so far. Now, if my team did well, and my team did so excellent, why do I see the need now to change 4 of those members? It tells a story. They're telling you themselves that they have failed you.
That's right.
Last election, they were not even able to find 2 candidates. They left Castries Central and Castries North without candidates. And it appears that this election, they may do the same. Labour Party, I dare you to announce on your tickets for Castries Central and Castries North 2 candidates. 2 candidates for the St. Lucia Labour Party. So we've seen that they've not been able to properly represent us with 6 persons on their team. That's 1/3 of 17, yeah? So your grade already down to 66%. Because tonight we are grading you. And for every issue that we can find, you will be with me, we're minusing 10%. They're down to 66. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm speaking especially to the young people, imagine if your football club is preparing for the World Premier League, and the league starts, and the CEO has not appointed a coach or a manager. How poor is that? That shows no vision. However, we have a prime minister who treated crime in the same way. He installed a cabinet and forgot to appoint a minister for national security. And you tell me that this is an administration who is focused on crime, who is focused on ensuring that St. Lucia remains safe. He forgot to appoint a minister for national security. Did he forget that St. Lucians want to be able to walk around safely and not be afraid of stray bullets? Did he forget that we do not want to lose 300 young men every 5 years? Because if you add up the figures, this is what it comes to. Very alarming figures. Did he forget that we want to control the entry of guns and ammunition into this country? Did he forget the trauma that mothers live and relive every time they hear of a shooting, every time a young man is lost? Did he forget that? Did he forget that we are supposed to be saving our young men and encouraging them not to join gangs? This, ladies and gentlemen, would have never happened underneath the United Workers' Party. And so for crime management, ladies and gentlemen, they have failed again. So we're minus in 10. They're down to 56%. Let me give you a story. I know many young people know the story of Osimo. But let me give you a story of Osimo this evening. Osimo had a carpentry business. And he had a vehicle, he had all his tools and everything for that business. So his car had some problem, his tools had some problems, and he was really trying to figure out, how he's going to resolve this. One day he met a gentleman on the side of the road. And the gentleman said to him, "Hey, I know that your business is making $8 an hour. Give me your business for myself for a while. From the $8, I will give you $1. I will fix your vehicle and I will fix your tools. But I'll take a loan to do so from your parents. All right? And if your parents are scared to give me that loan, I will use your car and your tools as collateral to take the loan from your parents." Young people, this is what has happened with this GPH deal that the government has gone into. They have taken our pots and given it away for nothing. And at the end of the time, Osimo will still need more money to fix his car and his tools because so much time would have passed. And underneath an SLP administration, it's bad roads, so his vehicle would have been in a worse state. This is a very bad deal for St. Lucia. Under a failing grade, we're minus in 10. They're down to 46. Let's examine this youth economy. The last election, we heard the government talking about their coming with a youth economy. Nobody could really explain what it was during the campaign, right? You remember that. It was just a term that was used loosely. Eventually, after a few years, we recognized it was just the government throwing peanuts at young entrepreneurs. This program was poorly constructed, and for me, it should have been part of a more holistic, larger, well-thought-out program to help young people, young entrepreneurs in this country. I understood that they even stopped the programs at the St. Lucia Development Bank and were redirecting young people to the youth economy. How is this good governance? How did this help the young people, the young entrepreneurs of our country? Where is the annual audits of this youth economy agency? How many young persons benefited from this? And is there evidence to show how many businesses actually came out, young businesses actually came out of this program? 20% of businesses fail in the first year and 50% fail within the first 5 years. So if you would have assisted about 500 young people, we should have 150 obviously functioning businesses on island. And I would like to see where they are and who they are so that we can go and patronize those young persons. In my opinion, this program is a failure. And when the United Workers' Party gets into government, which is happening, we will ensure that young entrepreneurs are served much better in this country. And for me, that's another failing grade. We're minus in 10, we're down to 36. When a little boy says, "Mommy, what's for dinner?" Do you know what it's like for a mother who cannot honestly answer that question to her young son? It's hurting, it's heart-wrenching for that mother. And this government has not cared about that at all. The cost of living in St. Lucia is at the highest that we have seen. And we know that certain things can be done to reduce this. We have the highest price of gas in the OECS for some of the countries who we have a better economy than. So what prevented this government from bringing down the gas prices? This government only recognized that it made sense to reduce or remove VAT on items a few months before elections. You were there for 4 years, and this could not have been done sooner. You only now recognize that you're able to do this for St. Lucians. Cost of living, fail. We are minus in 10. We're down to 26. Newsflash to the St. Lucia Labour Party. Building new buildings does not improve healthcare without improvement to the service. You have to improve the service that is offered at our health facilities. We need more doctors. We need more persons to serve our people. We need to ensure that there is medication. We need to ensure that we have the right equipment to help our persons, our citizens here in St. Lucia. You cannot mean to tell me that a young man spent 17 hours at a healthcare facility for a dislocated toe. I mean, we can do a lot better than that in St. Lucia. And we know all of the issues surrounding healthcare. And so again, fail for me, minus 10, they're down to 16. Last minute infrastructure work. Ladies, since when you do your hair and you leave out your edges? You leave your edges fly. That doesn't happen. You have to ensure the edges are done. So why are they doing roads and the drainage is not being taken care of? The rains will come in and just destroy those roads. This is last minute works to fool the people of St. Lucia. But the Labour Party, let me tell you, St. Lucians, we are intelligent people. And maybe you fooled them last election, but this time, they know what's up. So, with your care for infrastructure in St. Lucia, fail, minus 10. We are down to 6. And I can go on and on and on and on and on about the CIP program and what has happened. And this program has definitely brought St. Lucia's reputation into disrepute. We really need to come in and ensure that we do what is required to save St. Lucia's image, regionally and nationally. You have failed again. But this time I'll be a little generous. I'm only going to minus the 6. And so you're left with 0. As a government, you have failed the people of St. Lucia. And your grade for me personally, and we can go on to so many other issues, is a 0. You have failed. Okay, we will go down into the negative. We have a team here of men and women at the United Workers' Party who are dedicated to St. Lucia, dedicated to community. They have a love and a passion for citizens, for neighbors, for the development of our country. And so when we come back into power under the leadership of Alan Michael Shastney, the Honorable Alan Michael Shastney, we will for sure ensure that St. Lucia moves in the right direction and we take it to a place of development. Thank you very much.